This is brake fluid from two different vehicles, one from a CRV and the other one from a Subaru Outback. I noticed that on the internet it said that you shouldn't compress your brake pads when you're changing them because it would just send dirty fluid. I wasn't quite sure if it was actually dirty because the main cylinder always showed that it was always yellow and nice inside, and it didn't show any kind of corrosion or anything. So I always assumed the same was on in the brakes itself, but it looks like that was just for looks in the main cylinder. You really don't know what's in the bottom. In this one right here, this was taken out of the Subaru. As you can see, these were clean bottles, really clean, but I noticed some sediment was starting to form in the bottom after a couple months. This has been sitting for 2 months, so that's what actually is sitting in your brakes. This one right here, this was from a CRV. I'm not sure when it was actually changed. You can see a little bit of greenish. They say green is from a water contamination. Now, if you have water contamination and you're in a really cold climate, this brake line could freeze. So always make sure that if you're in a complete cold climate that you always change these regularly. Also, if you're going to bleed your own brakes, make sure you watch a whole bunch of videos. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Just a simple jar and clear tube hooked to your brake bleed valve. Just make sure that the brake bleed valve is higher so it doesn't siphon it out of your brakes while you're pumping it. And also make sure your main brake cylinder is full every time you pump it 5 times. And then after you complete all these, make sure that you tighten it down to the right specs. And also, when you finish the whole job, make sure that you pump the brakes quite a few times before you even try to drive it. And then once you, before you turn the key on, press the brake down. Make sure that the brake only travels maybe 1 inch, I think, is required. If it goes down any farther, you might have failed on the brake bleed or something else might have happened. Now, when you start the vehicle, it's gonna soften up just because of the brake system. Once the key is on, the brake system is going to kick on, and so your anti-braking is going to kick in. So it's not a good test once you turn on the vehicle.